the underscore of these ayat, and particularly this phrase, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ بَيْنَكُمْ بِالْبَاطِلِ, is actually to be mindful of the fact that when we spend money, there are people in our own families, there are people in our circles, there are people in our communities that are worthy of assistance. They need help. I'm not saying you shouldn't buy new clothes for yourselves. I'm not saying you should never entertain yourself. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying be mindful of the fact that there are people in need around you. And very close to you. You don't have to look very far to find people in need. And when you spend money on things that don't really have a purpose, then actually think about the fact that according to Allah, that was their money. You know? One of the most powerful expressions I've ever read, it just changed my thinking about how the Quran talks about spending on people in need, is وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. You know, it's incredible because Allah Azza wa Jalla didn't say وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى إِطْعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. إِطْعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ, you would translate, He doesn't encourage feeding the poor. He doesn't encourage feeding the poor. But Allah said وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. Ta'am means the food, not feeding. In other words, if you say, I don't encourage feeding, you're going out of your way to feed somebody else. But if you say He doesn't encourage to give the food of the poor, when you say food of the poor, it actually is their food. It's theirs, it's not yours. You're not feeding them, you're giving them what is actually already theirs. This is haqqun ma'loom, what the Quran calls. A known right, a declared right that they already have. So being mindful of that within our own families especially, whether your family is here or they're abroad, whether you have people in your circle, and it's just not limited to family, even friends. Some of your friends have lost a job, they're in trouble. You know, they're having a hard time paying the rent. They're not saying anything to you. You ask every once in a while, hey, how's the job hunt going? They say, yeah, still looking. Well, they're not going to say, I can't pay the rent. They're not going to come to you and say that. You should have the sensitivity to just write a check, sign it, and leave it under the plate when you go for iftar or something, and just don't bring it up again. Just do it for them. That kind of thing. So to develop that sensitivity to the people around us, that will remove from us the falsehood in spending, the wastefulness in spending, and consuming our money among each other. And by the way, bainakum, the last implication of it that I'd like to share with you, by use of the phrase bainakum, a powerful implication that comes from it is that we encourage each other on the wrong thing too. We create a culture in which one group of people spends wastefully, and then the other says, hey, they did it, we got to do it too now. They got that, we should get it too. They got a new car, when are we going to get a new car? You know? And then with corruption also. If they do corruption, why can't we do corruption? Everybody does it. And people develop this mentality that they lean on each other and say, it's okay for me to do the wrong thing because there are plenty of other people doing it too. It's not like I'm the root of the problem. There's plenty of other people already doing it. I'm just one drop in a moving river. Right? So you can't hold me responsible. This is exactly what Allah is pointing to. You don't create this culture among yourselves. And if you're the only one that's going to stand straight, so be it. You be the only one. You be the odd one out.